What it do, Niner fam? Now, today they had the joint practice with the Broncos. To me, it was more of a, we had because we got a lot of players that went over there. A lot of our veteran players. I'm saying Talanoa Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw. We got two or three more other people went over there. But what I from what I can take from it is Upton Stout is the real deal. Upton Stout is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he was balling. It seemed like the Broncos, they came out like, okay, we're gonna do this, and they came out and they you know, kind of like stymied is a big word. The Niners on their first couple of drives, but then once Purdy and Pearsall got because I think it took them a minute to get it going because it seemed like the first couple of series it was all bad. And Sertan was kind of shutting down Pearsall, which I mean that's a good matchup. The thing is, people be not understanding. Okay, Purdy and Pearsall, and during practice, Purdy and Pearsall, they dominating. Sertan had him 1-on-1. The thing is, you know, when you're playing, when you're on the offense and Shanahan dials it up, if you say, okay, Sertan, I want you to shut down Pearsall, if you, during the practice, Kittle was eating. Okay? So then what do? And you say, oh, well, we ain't worried about Kittle. Okay, what about Juwan Jennings? Okay. What about Brandon Ayuk? Now you got to remember these people are not even playing. But what I wanted was Pearsall get that work. Go against Sertan. He's a baller. You know what I'm saying? Get that work. So that's what I like to see. And he kind of got him a few times. He's supposed Sertan is good. You know what I'm saying? He got him a few times, but now Pearsall did get a touchdown. So, and you got to remember Trent Williams didn't play. He didn't play. So, okay. When you from them joint practices, what you want to do is you want to get some individual drills, and then look now we got running back to the what's that? Garendo, he get injured. The other running back got injured. So, good thing Christian McCaffrey didn't get injured, and he had some good runs. On the defense, I don't know what to say about Mikael Williams. He's a beast, but now he got injured again. So I don't know. The jury's still out on him. He got injured again. His knee hyperextended his knee or something. I don't know about that cat, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this is just practice stuff, and then when the game gets started, Salah know what to do with him or when to put him in there. Bryce Huff didn't even play. I didn't hear nothing from Bryce Huff, but they had because McGlinchey is over there. Remember McGlinchey with the Niners? They had Bosa going against McGlinchey. Bosa was tearing his ass up. It was bad. I know they had to be thinking to themselves like, my God, and they paid McGlinchey a lot of money. Okay, see, these are things that people don't look at when you're looking at these practices, like these joint practices. People like, oh well, this happened, that happened. Okay, now if this is a real game, Bosa has sacked the quarterback like 5 times. Bosa has sacked him like 5 times, and we're not even looking at Bryce Huff didn't even play. See, so what we looking at is, okay, Bosa, get that work, individual, go head up. And like I said, they didn't remember we didn't. Trent Williams didn't play, so nobody would just say, okay, well I went against Trent Williams, he didn't play. Okay, or certain players don't play. I just want to see individual stuff. Like I said, Upton Stout is the real deal. He's the real deal. He got interception, everything, 1-on-1. So now they had Dre Greenlaw out there running around. He's hype. We know the energy Dre Greenlaw bring. Talanoa Hufanga, he's jumping around. He's hype and everything else. We didn't get rid of them because they didn't know how to play. We got rid of them because The Broncos will see the injuries. The injuries. You might be playing, you might be 3, 4 weeks into the season, and then Talanoa Hufanga, somebody looks at him wrong, he's going to be injured. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Drake Greenlaw, you don't know. We tried to get him back. He just didn't want to come. He wanted his position. And the Niners like, well, it doesn't make any sense. You could still be with the Niners. He just didn't want to be with the Niners. He wanted to be the main guy. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's Broncos. So, all in all, Niners went down there, scored. They went down there on the drive and scored. When I look at now, just like in preseason, I'm looking at people getting juiced off preseason. They seeing their team. Oh man, my team. When I look at preseason, I'm looking at my rookies. I want to get away from preseason with no injuries. Okay, I don't want no injuries. This is what I'm looking at. I want my rookies to get work. I want them to be acclimated with the game. You got to remember, the rookies, they're coming from college, combine, OTAs, rookie mini camp. They've been playing football for almost a year straight. Most of them be fatigued, tired. They be tired. They be wore out. So, you want to get that pitch count where they, get them in there, get them to playing, and, get them, acclimated. You got to remember, Bosa, first year as a rookie, we went to the Super Bowl. And then you look at Kinlaw. From the time we drafted him, he stayed injured. And the rookies really, like I said, they so up and down. Unless you find like a diamond in the rough, like Upton Stout. He's ready. Upton Stout is ready. That's like last year, Ronaldo Green. He was ready. Okay, Malik Mustafa, they ready. Remember, these people didn't even play. A lot of these people didn't even play during this joint practice. So, like I said, during the preseason game, if they let some of the veterans play, I don't even really want too many of them to play. I'm looking at really some of the backups. So I want some of the backups to get work more, if anything else, the rookies and the backups. Mac Jones, let him get in there, let them get some work. Because just like in the joint practice, two running backs got injured. One of them dislocated finger, and I think Grendel's the shoulder. They're gonna miss a couple of weeks if they make it to the season. Who wants that on a game that means nothing? On a game that means nothing. I remember a couple years ago, and the Steelers did it. Was that last year, year before? Steelers played. Excuse me. Steelers played all they. This was the year the first game when we beat the Steelers. They played all their starters through preseason. We're blowing out teams. Now you really can't say nothing when you're the other team and you playing against the Steelers starters, and they were blowing out teams. And when they asked the coach, why you playing your starters, he was like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're gonna make them play. And then when they played the first game against the Niners, we whooped them. So, I don't put too much into preseason. Why? It ain't for, like, I understand, you get to see some live football. You get to see your team. You might see one or two players. But as far as, put them in there, put all the starters in there and let's win this game. Nah. You can win every game. I remember when the Raiders used to do that. Winning. I remember the Raiders. It was almost a Super Bowl party. They won all their preseason games, and with Jamarcus Russell, they won all their preseason games, and then the regular season they won like 2 games. Don't put too much stock into this, but like I said, I look at individual stuff. That's the stock I look at. I don't really look at the score or nothing like that. It ain't really about as long as we won the preseason, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. No. I'm looking at individual stuff, units. You know what I'm saying? Defensive line, offensive line, secondary. You know what I'm saying? Moody made all his kicks. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So remember, all our receivers wasn't out there. It is what it is. Like I said, Trent Williams didn't play. It is what it is. So, like I said, it was good. It was good work. Let me know what y'all think. Leave it in the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Peace. I'm out of here.